Hey guys, I hope you're doing all right. So, just very quickly, what kind of content would you like to see from me coming out soon? So, if you leave a comment, I will try and I'll try and give you something that you would like. Now, I've not done a lot of the content that I'd normally do, so music or Space Station 13. I've been very busy with things. I've not been very well, as you may have noticed. I've been now taking aspirin to deal with it. In this case, Anadin, because I'm giving up Coca-Cola. I've been taking that in order to basically sort of take back control and get back in control of everything that's going on in my life. So as it stands with my health, I'm getting better. In terms of like content, I haven't been doing music. I haven't been doing Space Station 13, and I will be going back to them. It's kind of just like I started doing a review for Star Sector. Then my brother throws No Man's Sky at me, and it's like, whoa, too much stuff. You know what I mean? And because I've been working so many shifts at the care home, it's been really, really hard to juggle everything. So I will be getting back into Space Station 13. Now I've done the review for No Man's Sky. I also feel like rushing or getting that review for Star Sector together because I'm really, really, I'd really like to get that out of the way. It's such a good game. No Man's Sky is an amazing game as well. In fact, most of the games that I will review are amazing. So, for all their reasons, and also we've got some special news. Anybody who likes the space game, anyone who likes Escape Velocity, especially Escape Velocity Override, they're remaking Escape Velocity Override as Cosmic Frontiers Override. There we go. See, I did have it up there somewhere, and it's going to be really, really quite good. I'm really looking forward to it at the moment, and I think that when it comes down to games, we really have an amazing choice from all the different ones that we have to choose. So probably what I'll do is I'll do a review for Escape Velocity Override at some point, along with a review for Cosmic Frontiers Override, and I will do a comparison, and the comparison will probably go great into depth with everything. I like to keep my game reviews quite short because although you can get huge amounts of time in a game review and go into detail, I'd rather just show a couple of really, really good things, sell the game for what it is, and say, hey, this is great, you should discover it, but not give enough information about the game to actually ruin someone else's experience. And it's kind of like when I've watched certain reviews, I find myself being given far too much information, and I'm like, whoa, steady on. I want to enjoy the game. So I see what I like of a review, and then I move on to the next bit. Okay, so as some of you may be aware, I'm making a new company at the moment. It's called Ramro Synergy. Ramro being a Hindi and Nepali word meaning good or excellent. Um, and basically, my main goal is to get companies and bond them together. I'm not really trying to run it as a profit, although any of the profits that I make, because I provide a huge amount of different services for people, any of those profits will get sort of interwoven into the company structure. So the company will basically take the profits for me, and I will collect donations through the website. So I'm thinking of trying to utilize a donation structure to get that working. By the way, if any of you are bloggers or any information, I've acquired full ownership of a blogging website. So I'm going to be working with that soon, and churning out blog after blog after blog with people. So it should be really, really quite good. One of the things I would definitely like to say is that I really appreciate all of you guys for joining me on these videos. Whenever I do like a vlog like this, I always feel like it's quite hard to really come across and to like get out to people, because a lot of the time not a lot of people sort of watch these blogs, if that makes sense. And it's kind of like, I think, well, why don't I make a video that's going to get 600-700 views, or maybe a couple of thousand? And it's just like, I really like the people who tune in to see me as a person. I really appreciate that. So if you've got anything that you want to say to me, leave a comment on the video. I will always try and get back to you, as long as YouTube. What websites have I been on? As long as YouTube is working well. In the next year, I'm probably going, or rather, in this year, because it is the next year already, I'm going to be doing some more work on music. I believe that I'm going to be working with, at some point, with Trash Arts again, who did Decline, which was a film that came out last year. It's a really, really decent film about someone who's kind of really going off the rails in his life, and he's having huge social issues with relationships, and he basically does some horrible things as he's trying to cope with all of the nastiness which is going on in the world. And I like the film because the lead actor Ryan, my God, I do musical composition, so that means I watch a film probably around 100 times. Sometimes when I'm going through it, well, it feels like it sometimes. But I've watched this guy again and again and again and again, scene after scene after scene after scene. He's so good. He's really, really good, and I just think, my God, it's like as an independent film studio, they're just getting better and better, and so I really like to get involved in that again. I also did some music for Millennial Killer, which was really, really quite good. And that also had a very, very good lead character. So the the acting is good. Well, I hope the music's okay because I've done it for two of them so far. But the direction's phenomenal, and I definitely recommend looking at some of their stuff. In terms of like connections, working together with people, I'm always happy to work with everyone. I've worked on so many projects now. I will be doing probably a video about some of the work that I've done for Infinitrap, which is a computer game which you can get. There will be a link on the front page of my website, chamwarisk.com. Um, and it's a beautiful game about running around underground, collecting coins, avoiding zombies and hedgehogs, and trying to stay alive in a place where you may just be immortal. So it's definitely one which you should definitely check out as well. I don't I work on a lot of projects that I don't recommend to people. So when I say, yeah, you should check something out, it's a project that I really like, and I've enjoyed working on. The programming from Infinitrap was done by Yannick Bourbeau. I hope I'm pronouncing his second name correctly. And the artwork was done by a guy called Stefan Sava. And his artwork is just absolutely beautiful. It's got like this sort of chunky, pixely feel to it. It's really nice. And this one, he's also done the front cover for my book, which I'm currently putting to one side because I've got a book that I'm writing about the pandemic. It's called Infection Control, and it's going to be absolutely disgusting. And anybody who likes disgusting filth, who wants to see trauma combined with 50 Shades of Grey, with slime slopped all over it, just pointless swearing and needless sex scenes, that's kind of what I'm going for with this one. Although my actual novel is going to be a quality novel. But I hope you guys will enjoy my horrible novel as well, because I think it's right that you should see some sort of side of what I can create in terms of just sheer disgustingness. It's kind of there was a statement in Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, which is, I wanted to write a book that would make people really, really horny, but so scared that they couldn't finish themselves off, or something like that. And I just thought, I want to do that, but make it so disgusting they can't finish themselves off. But it's going to be like a huge parody of everything that's happened in the United Kingdom at the moment. It's going quite well. Funnily enough, when I'm writing disgusting, horrible stuff, I tend to be able to write a couple of thousand words out really easily, which probably says a little bit too much about my mental state, but what can you do? In terms of like working on stuff and building stuff and just generally increasing everything, I'm gonna be releasing a couple more videos anyway that you should like soon. If you want me to do anything specific, please leave a comment. Let me know, because I really appreciate it whenever anyone comments, because That's communication with me. Even if someone doesn't like my stuff, if you want to leave an abusive comment or say, Alex, grow some hair or something like that, I don't mind. I quite like that most of the time, because it shows that someone cares enough to say something. And I think the worst thing is having a video, bearing your soul to the world and having no one respond. One of the things I really liked recently was when I released information about what happened to me after I had my jabs, and showed you like the blood and everything like that. And if I stop taking these for a couple of days, it starts again. So I might be on them permanently. So the thing is, it's nice to have people saying that it was brave of me to reveal these things to the world. You know, I don't think it's brave. I think it's just me whining about situations. But I appreciate the words. They mean a lot to me. I would like to make more blogs, more vlogs like this, and just give you updates on things that are going on. Maybe with some of them like intercut information, like show you some things which is more than just a talking head video. Um, but it's one of those things, and one of the things that is really really interesting at the moment is the way that the UK is kind of changing as well, because Boris has been, who I absolutely detest. Now I'm a conservative, right, and I voted for this man, and he has done nothing conservative, and it's really disgusting. I really, really detest him. By revoking the mask mandates and things like that recently, that's the most conservative thing that he's done. I'm thoroughly ashamed of him as a leader, and I wouldn't vote for him again. I still think he'd be better than the alternative, which is would have been Jeremy Corbyn. Now, Jeremy Corbyn, despite the fact that he would have screwed the entire country with inflation, and I mean ridiculous inflation, because when you have a little look at the what inflation does to the minimum wage, it's crazy, right? Now, well, the minimum wage. Sorry, if you take a look at what minimum wage does to inflation. Sorry, not slept yet. um, you get huge problems, because the fact of the matter is every business needs to pay minimum wage, which means every business needs to charge more money. Now, when you add the fact that VAT is being added on to all of these prices as well, no matter what happens, even on the first rung of the ladder, you have a situation where people are going to have to pay more for everything. The cost of living for everything is going to go up more than any benefit gleaned from the minimum wage. On top of that, you've got the tax boundary. Now, we have a certain threshold that we can earn before tax. It's around 12,500 at the moment, 12,570 if memory serves. And then after that, we get taxed for 20% of our earnings, right? So what happens is then that gets pushed out. So we're actually paying a higher percentage of our of the money that we earn. So on top of paying more for life, we're paying a higher percentage of our totally earned money in the year on taxes if we're on a low wage. So that's two times it's kicking you. Now, then you take into fact the corporation taxes and everything squeeze the companies, meaning they can't really compete too well. And it means small companies can't compete that well. So whenever you go to like local shops, you're going to have a much higher cost of living when you're buying from a local shop than if you're buying from a supermarket, which can get away with absolute murder. But then again, you've also got everybody down the line. So the people who make the food originally, for example, the people who package the food, then you've got the people who transport it, the people that store it, the people that transport it again, um, and all of these, their minimum wage is going up and being raised, and that is why you're seeing such a drastic rise in cost of living. Now, the fact of the matter is, people will say, "Well, you need to increase the minimum wage in order to in order to make up with the ever increasing inflation." Well, no, that's not true. What you need to do is you need to reduce VAT. You need to put in like tax breaks. You need to increase what people can earn before they get taxed. Because I tell you something, they increase that by £2,000, make it 14,500 beforehand. That's that's 20% of your earnings. That's an extra £400 a year. That's more than you get from a minimum wage increase, right? And all you have to do in order to do that is just go out and do your normal job. And that would benefit you more than a minimum wage increase. So you're probably wondering, well, why would any politician want to increase inflation? Well, think about your bank account, right? Your savings. Now, let's say you got £10,000 saved in there. Well, the money value of the money goes down because of inflation, so your savings go down. But if you've got a debt, the debts get reduced, then you get a higher influx of cash in order to deal with that problem. So you basically just surf off of that. So anybody who is in any form of debt or owes any form of money or needs to pay things off, like for example, they bought a load of properties. And what they want to do is pay them off quickly. They'll inflate your cost, the entire economy, and then everyone will be able to pay off all of their assets, and they'll be nice and rich. And all of us schmuckos who think we're getting a better deal because of the minimum wage increase, we get screwed. But what do I know? I've only studied economics for the past 15, 16 years, so not got any qualifications in it, mind. But I get all of these economist professors, and they'll always say, "Yeah, we need to increase the minimum wage." I'm just thinking, how much are you getting paid, buddy? You're selling everything out. You pick up the Usborne book of economics from like a child's library as a kid, and you will learn more than these people can teach you. Honestly, all it takes is just a little bit of study. It's like I've studied psychology, I've studied hypnosis, I've studied just about everything that I can get my fingers into. It's like web design is a thing that I really enjoy, but it's not something I know very, very well. I do build websites, but I'm not amazing at it. Digital marketing is something that I really enjoy. That's why I know so much about it. I've got a fascinating interest in law. There's so many things that I want to learn about and experience in this life. Um, but it's kind of like one of those things that I can't sit down and get a qualification for everything. But the one thing I can do is put together a spreadsheet and say, well, what is raising the minimum wage doing to a business? How much are businesses earning? Take like my averages, combine them together and find out how a business increases prices in order to make things work, and then find out how the prices are actually increased because of VAT. Now, reducing VAT would be a great way to do it. I mean, if they did a reduction of say 10% of VAT, and they mandated a drop of say 10% in prices to go along with that. That would so basically people would just be paying less for things. That would increase the value of the British pound, increase the value of money, but you're not going to get that from politicians because they're too busy making that moolah from all of the debts that they've racked up and all the things they need to pay off. The thing is, it's like if you owe someone £5, it's better to inflate the economy so that you can pay them with £1 worth of £5 than actually inflate it in the other way, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a disturbing way, but politicians have got it in for all of us. And that's the problem which I had with Jeremy Corbyn, because his plans on inflating the minimum wage were so ridiculous. They would have destroyed the economy in this country. And if you imagine the shutdown of the transport service in this country, which would have happened as they were trying to take, I believe they're trying to take the transport services of this country over. If you take that and you combine that with the minimum wage increase, so you've got a shutdown of public transport in a large number of sectors as everything gets rearranged, combined with the minimum wage increase and the huge inflation, which would make it impossible for people to afford things. Then you combine and add the lockdown. It's a good thing that the Tories got into power, although I really wish that Boris hadn't been in power. At the moment, I wish that Nigel Farage had been in power instead, and that is a big thing for me to say, because I think he would have probably been the right man for the job. I kind of like Nigel Farage in a lot of ways. Politically, he's quite good. I know that he upsets a lot of people, and I do understand that there are reasons to get upset with him. But sometimes you need a leader whose ideas and what they're planning on doing and the way that they would handle a situation. You need someone who's got that level of belief in getting things sorted for the people and not in a selfish way, as we've seen with the most recent parties. Do want to add something actually, because I think it's very important. The 1984 Public Health Control of Disease Act, Section 45E, is something I've brought up before. Now, it's something you guys should check and look into, and you'll see that no government regulation can mandate a vaccine. Now, I was forced to have my jabs, right? Otherwise, I would lose my job, which is not. I don't think that that's right. Okay, because of what I had to sacrifice in order to do that. I mean, I've already sacrificed my health as well, which is really, really bad. I can barely breathe after some of my work shifts, you know. But the fact of the matter is, it's like I'm stuck in this world where you've got these government regulations. Now, the 45E of Public Health Control of Disease Act 1984 states that a government regulation cannot mandate a vaccine, and yet the regulations are the things mandating vaccines, which means that the regulations are in violation of the law. And anybody who's following those illegal regulations shouldn't be protected against, people going against them and saying, "Hey, you've committed a crime against me," because this is being vaccinated against your will is actually tort of battery, and it's classified as assault because the thing is, it says in the Green Book as well. This is important, that there can be no coercion, and the threat of losing your job. What is that if not coercion? So this is something which I think is really, really important in the world. Oh my God, we got into politics, we got into everything, we got into a massive Alex rant. If you're still here, just say, "I'm still here," leave me a message, let me know. I really, really appreciate it. Honestly, you guys are amazing. Yeah, I'm looking at the world, things are going good. Just trying to take everything over. I don't know if I showed you, but a while back. Oh, Smeg! Don't want this to fall on the floor. Don't want this to fall. No. Whoa! A while back, I got my first aider training. That means any of you girls who want me to practice the mouth to mouth, just give me a call, baby. Give me a call. I think 5% of the people who watch my channel are female, and every single one of them is going to say, "I'm not giving you a call, mate." Anyway, I've wittered on for long enough. I hope you guys are doing all right, and thank you ever so much for joining me. If there is anything you want me to talk about, just leave me a message. I will get back to you. Thank you ever so much, and you guys are the best. I'm not just saying that to make you feel good. You are the best, because if you got this far, you're making me happy, and that is a very hard thing to do. Anyway, you have a lovely day. I will catch up with you later, and thank you ever so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.